Hey guys, Stanford here from the Fun Robotics Network, and welcome back to an episode of Behind the Bumpers. And today I'm hanging out with Team 973 Greybots here at the Ventura County District Met in California. And we're going to be taking a look at their incredible rack and pinion intake, 4-wide drum shooter, all the software that powers it, and more. So stay tuned for a look at that in this episode of Behind the Bumpers. All right, Caden, take it away.
All right, I'm Caden. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about our intake. So, one of the main things we tried to design for this year was robustness. We knew that this was going to be a high impact area, so we tried to take that into account. We went through about every intake version, starting at slap down and then went to 4-bar, but ultimately decided that a rack and pinion would be the way to go. So a little bit about that rack and pinion. It's driven down here by like a zombie axle running through our conveyor. So the jack shaft for the rack and pinion is on this live shaft, and then our conveyor floor is dead axle along the same shaft, which allows this conveyor to pivot up so we can swap our batteries with ease, which is a nifty way we got around some of the difficult packaging this year. And then about our intake here, so we're just running some 1 1/4 inch plastic VersaTube, as well as some in-house made rack. And we really wanted to design this to be as strong as humanly possible. We knew it was going to take a lot of hits. So almost everything here is metal, right down to the pulleys on our motor.
Before we get to our next segment, we'd like to thank the following. As you're getting ready for the competition season, think AndyMark as your one-stop shop for all your team needs. AndyMark's Launcher in a Box is a configurable solution that so many teams are finding success with for the rebuilt season. Also available at AndyMark.com, the AMPD AndyMark Power Distribution Board that provides 24 40-amp independently fused output channels for safe, reliable power distribution. That's AndyMark.com. Kettering University's cutting-edge programs in their experiential co-op model seamlessly blend the professional and academic worlds, offering hands-on, future-focused learning that empowers students to pursue new ideas and inspires other institutions to follow their lead. Don't just be ahead of the curve, create the curve. Get more information at kettering.edu/first.
And you said you tried quite a few different iterations of this. What were some of the things you tried that didn't work?
Yeah, so our original idea was to go with a chain-driven slap-down, but we had a lot of issue with packaging. Our frame perimeter is pretty special here. We're much narrower than we are, we're much wider than we are narrow. So we were struggling to fit anything that could actually power that. And then we tested out a polycarb 4-bar, but initial impact tests didn't seem to work too well. There were just too many moving parts that had the potential to break. So we ultimately decided on this kind of design.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and see what that feeds into with your indexer and shooter.
Yeah, so another thing we designed very heavily for is we wanted this robot to just specialize in one thing, which was grabbing as many fuel as possible. So basically our entire pathing it's all powered. So right up here, we roll fast enough for there to not be a dead zone here. It's always contact and it's always launched. And then this roller floor just feeds directly into our shooter system with a kind of kicker wheel here, which is just using the 2-inch compliance wheels. And then that feeds into our main shooter system.
Hi, I'm Trevor. I'm going to be talking about our shooter today. So kind of initially, we had the debate of a turret or a 2-wide shooter, but then we realized why not go wider? So our shooter can technically hold 4.5 balls of effective space. So that allows us to get rid of any indexing in the middle and just having balls go straight to our shooter. The way we got such a large shooter, this is 3 separate 3D printed drums that we made out of PA6. And on the inside, there's a VersaTube, and it spins on a dead axle. This is powered over here with 2 motors geared together, and then down to the bottom, we have our 5-pound inertia wheel. We kind of wanted to keep the inertia wheel lower and not put it on our shooter, just to keep our CG lower, because we knew getting beached on balls would be a big issue. Kind of at the beginning of the season as well, we wanted to go as big as possible so we can get as many balls as possible. But we kind of decided about a week ago, once we cut our shooter plates, that it'd probably be better to go shorter since it gives us more options in strategy, whether that be going under the trench or over the bump. Getting defense played on us and only being able to go to the bump is very hard. So giving us more options, it also allows us to develop a better auto routine. These two rollers are controlled independently. Yeah.
Did you guys ever run into any issues having such a wide shooter, having the edges not make the hub, or did you guys find that that wasn't a problem?
We found that what we have right here is pretty consistent with our the balls gradually speeding up. We have tested like a narrower one, but this is the widest we've tried. And even if you miss 1 or 2 balls, you're still making 28 other balls. So those 1 to 2 balls are pretty negligible for us in our eyes.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at all the software that makes this machine go.
Hello, I'm Nolan. I do programming with the team. I think one of our coolest features on this robot is what we call our jostle. So this is what we do with our intake arm while we are shooting to make it go in and out and kind of help get balls up into the shooter. So I can turn on the robot and then show you how it works. Okay, enabling. Disabling.
And so when you guys were kind of tuning and like first testing this robot, did that take a lot of iterations to make sure you were kind of pumping it in correctly? Or was it just kind of a one and done thing?
So the math to make this work is actually pretty simple. We just do a sine wave off of the timestamp. So the code is pretty simple. It did take some tuning to decide the amplitude of that wave and the frequency, but it's been really helpful in getting all our balls actually into the shooter. And it helps us shoot a lot faster too.
And are you guys running any kind of vision solution to change your flywheel RPM, or are you just doing total manual?
Yeah, we use these limelights to help with our odometry, our global positioning on the field. So these tell us where the robot is in addition to the wheel odometry. And then based on that, the robot finds out its distance from the hub. And then we have a lookup table with some samples that we've gotten from testing. And so it decides from its distance from the hub how fast to run the flywheels.
And what kind of range can you guys shoot from? Is it like right up against the hub, or do you have kind of a happy medium?
I think we can shoot from about 2 to 2.5 meters away from the hub, all the way to the farthest we can in the alliance zone.
All right, and have you guys ever run into issues out there kind of with defense with a shooter kind of like this, or has it been consistent because you guys can kind of change the distance?
It's been fairly consistent. We don't have shoot on the move yet for our robot, but one of our solutions to being defended on while shooting was to give the drivers a defense mode button, which when they hold, it just locks the wheels in an X configuration, which makes it harder for other people to push us around.
All right, folks, so that was your look at this 973 machine. These guys have been doing incredible here at the Ventura County District event. The fire rates that these guys have been doing is amazing. So thank you for allowing us to take a look at this amazing machine, and we wish you the best of luck for the rest of your competition.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell to stay up to date on future fun videos. Kettering University's cutting-edge programs and their experiential co-op model seamlessly blend the professional and academic worlds, offering hands-on, future-focused learning that empowers students to pursue new ideas and inspires other institutions to follow their lead. Don't just be ahead of the curve, create the curve. Get more information at kettering.edu/first. As you're getting ready for the competition season, think AndyMark as your one-stop shop for all your team needs. AndyMark's Launcher in a Box is a configurable solution that so many teams are finding success with for the rebuilt season. Also available at AndyMark.com, the AMPD AndyMark power distribution board that provides 24 40-amp independently fused output channels for safe, reliable power distribution. That's AndyMark.com.